What's up? For I know the thoughts that I think towards you, says the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end. Jeremiah 29:11. Hey, my widows and widettes, welcome to my channel. But if you're already part of the crew, what it do? How are you guys doing? We're back with another chit chat, get ready with me type of style video. This time it's not a Q&A because, as y'all know, I'm already back. So we're just gonna be talking over like some things, like some new goals that I have, things that I'm considering, changes that may have occurred in my life, where the mindset is at. Plus, I got some new products, so I'm gonna go ahead and test them out for you in this video. So I stopped at TJ Maxx and I got this one's called Japanese ski. I don't know, Japanese ski. But I got a foundation brush. It helps to apply to like build the coverage. So I really wanted a foundation brush because that e.l.f. box that I bought did not come with a foundation brush. And then I also stopped at Ulta and I got the Power Grip Primer by e.l.f. I've been hearing some really good things about this. Mind y'all, if y'all look at like my old throwback videos, I used to use e.l.f. like all the time. And this is when they were like at like Dollar Tree and like beauty supply stores. Baby, now they're at Ulta. They're at Ulta. So they've come a long way. And I've heard the primer is super good. Now from Walmart, because I'm going to go ahead and just give y'all that mini haul now so that I don't got to do it throughout the video. I got the e.l.f. foundation. I got this in the color... 450 Caramel. It seems a little bright. We're just going to see how it goes with my face. I also got the Putty Bronzer as well. And then I got that in the color, I think it's called Bronzed Belle. That's the color. But I got that e.l.f. also. Now, I told y'all I needed a new setting spray because the MAC one was just not it. You guys have not given me any ideas for a setting spray yet. So I went back to an oldie but goodie, which is my matte finish Wet n Wild Photo Focus. I had this in a PR box that I got before and it was really good. I loved it. It didn't give me too much matte nor too oily. It had me looking too glowy or like too oily. It just gave me like the right amount of set. So we're gonna see if this is still good because before it was like in a white bottle. Now it's like all black. So let's see what it gives. And I got also the Putty Color Correcting Eye Brightener infused with squalane and hyaluronic acid. I can never pronounce that word, y'all. I also got this, so I'll be putting this under my eye. I don't think it's supposed to be a concealer. Maybe it is because it says color correcting, but I'm gonna put it under my eyes before I conceal. We're gonna start with our brows using the NYX Lift and Snatch. I used this in my last video. I really liked how it looked. I feel like it gives my brow a more natural look, which I love. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. I think I'm gonna use my palette though to kind of see my eyebrows. I have to pump. Like, and when I tell y'all I have to pump, like, I have to pump. Pumping is no joke, y'all. It's no joke. I don't know what made me decide this time around. Because for some reason, with all my other kids, I did pump, but not really. I mostly latched them on the breast and breastfed. But this time around, I was like, you know what? I feel like I want to be a pumping mama and that may be easier. I don't know what possessed me to think that. And boy, I was wrong. It's actually way more work to pump versus just putting them on the boob. Granted, my son did have a problem latching. Like, it wasn't easy for him to latch. Like, he struggled a little bit. And that, cause there was a point where I was like, oh no, I'm done with this pumping stuff. I'm just gonna latch him on every single time. But then he was having a hard time latching and it was bruising my nipples. So then that's when I was like, okay, now I kind of have to pump or just get rid of formula altogether because his latches are weak and it's messing with his weight gain and it's damaging my nipples. I decided to become an exclusive pumper until I was able to get him to, you know, properly latch. Now he does properly latch, but to be honest, he latches when he feel like it. And for whatever reason, when he does latch, I guess he's not
effectively getting out milk. I don't know if it's because he's being impatient and he's used to the bottle kind of like getting the milk out faster for him, but he literally will not spend too long on the breast. Like, he'll drink for maybe 5 or 10 minutes and then be like, all right, I'm done. But then it's hungry again within the next 15 minutes. So he'll literally just eat until he's content, which is annoying because now that means I'm constantly feeding him more. And the fact that I am an undersupplier, I don't really produce that much milk, it makes it even harder. So he is supplementing a little bit right now, which I don't, that's not my favorite thing, but we gotta make a shape. We gotta make some shape. So I've been trying to basically like revolve my life around trying to stick to a pumping schedule. But to be realistic, y'all, not gonna lie to y'all, I pump what I can. If I'm able to pump, I do it. If I can get it out the way, I do it. If I'm mentally in the place to pump, I'll do it. But as far as dropping everything to get that pump in, like a lot of moms do, I'm not doing that. Especially there's this ghetto thing called middle of the night pump. Don't get me wrong, for the first 2 months, I was doing the middle of the night pump. I was getting up in the middle of the night, pumping, trying to get all this milk out. And I'm not gonna lie, it did maintain my supply. I can't even say it maintained my supply because, to be honest, my supply was, it was dipping. So not dipping, but it was still regulating. It had not regulated yet. So I can't even say that because I was definitely an oversupplier in the beginning. But that middle of the night pump, I wasn't sleeping and then I was working and then I had to pump while I was at work. Like my whole life just became pumping. I would go to church and pump. And then I had to get up in the middle of my sleep and pump. Nah, that became tough. And y'all, I would be sitting up like this, pumping and sleeping. Like that's how bad it was. And I was like, is this really what I want for my life? So I stopped doing that. But he's still breastfed. I still try to give him more breast milk than formula. I'm sure he does take more breast milk than formula. And I try to maintain that. But it's still tough. Regardless, it's still tough. And when I'm going to church, I should be like focused on going to church. I should not have to be worried about pumping or like expressing milk and stuff like that. Like I really want to focus on the word. Like there's times I'd have to leave the church and I'm not able to do everything that I would like to because I have to think about pumping. I'm really trying to grow spiritually and it's not gonna lie, it's tough. For concealer, we're gonna use the LA Girl Pro Concealer, oldie but a goodie, in the color Toffee. So I try to like stay on track and like, hold on. Try to hold on. But it's tough. I just try to implement like habits that's going to encourage me to want to like open my Bible and get into a moment of worship. Don't get me wrong, I'm always in the mood to worship. I love music. I kind of had to learn that it's not only about worshiping. Like, yes, when you worship, you're praising God. He loves it. He appreciates it. But then at the same time, it's like he also wants you to get in his word. Like, he also wants you to get to know him through his word. And I kind of had to learn that, like, because I used to be like, oh, I wake up and I sing gospel music. That's enough. But it's like, no, it's not. Like, imagine if the only thing your spouse did was wake up and sing. And you love to hear his voice. And he knows you love to hear his voice. But then he won't do nothing else. He don't try to talk to you. He's not trying to get to know you. Like, there's no conversation. There's nothing outside of just getting up and singing all damn day. And he's like, it's okay. You love music. You love the praise. I'm going to sing to you. I'm going to sing to you. I'm going to sing to you. Like, eventually it's like, okay, I know you want to sing to me. I love the singing. I appreciate it. But I also want you to take the time to get to know me. So then I realized that I had to do the same thing with God. Like, yes, we love to sing. I love to praise. I love to worship and all of that. I like to minister. I love to minister. But that is not the only thing God is calling us to do. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. His Word, y'all, His Word. We have to tap into that too. And I realized, at least for me, I'm not sure for other people, but I realized, like tapping into that Word is the hardest thing to do. And if you're a person who loves to talk, like you talk a lot, it can be even harder for you to focus because you're not that type of friend that knows how to listen. And for me, I am that friend that knows how to talk. I know how to listen too. It's something that I'm working on, but baby, I could talk to the wheels fall off. I'm trying to invite God into every aspect of my life. So not just, oh, when I need him, I'm gonna call on him. No, I want to be able to call on him every single time for anything. I'm not gonna lie, I can tend to forget God in my decision making. So I'm gonna go in with the e.l.f. putty now. I'm gonna use it under my foundation and then put my foundation on top and see if that makes a difference when it comes to like concealing like the dark spots from my glasses, the dark spots around my eyes. So I'm gonna try it for those areas. Like for example, I'm thinking about going into nursing. Like going to nursing school. Like, don't get me wrong, girl. Let me tell you one thing. Mama's knows best. My mom, ever since I graduated high school, she like used to tell me like, just go into nursing just so that you can have something and something that pays well. And then after that, like if you want to do, because I wanted to do psychology. I was like, I don't want to be a nurse. I don't care about nursing. I just want to go into psychology. She's like, bro, if you want to go into college psychology, she was like, that is absolutely fine. That is okay. But she was telling me how psychology is like very, you know, it's a very long course, you know, like it takes time to be able to do exactly what it is that I wanted to do in psychology. And she was telling me like, bro, that's gonna take time. And I'm like, yeah, I know, but like, that's what I want to do. Like, I'm not interested in nursing. I'm just not interested. And now I kind of wish that I did listen to her, because now I actually am interested in nursing. I didn't know that it would be something that I was interested in, but I like to think of helping people. And I think what sparked my interest in nursing is the fact that my son was in the PICU, which that's another video for another day. But he was in the ICU, the pediatric ICU, and then as I watched like a lot of the different nurses that handled him, that worked with him, checked on him, like, you know, when they do their rounds and so forth, there were some that I loved and I greatly appreciated. And then there were others where I was like, baby, like, why did you even come into the field, you know? Where it was like, and why would you even decide to be a nurse? And then from that day, I told myself, like, bro, if I was to ever go into anything nursing, I would want to be that nurse where they're like, yo, I really appreciated that nurse. And then that hospital that he was at, they have like a rating thing where you're like able to rate your nurses and like nominate them for certain awards for the year and stuff, or for the month. With me, all of that, I was like, man, you know, that's cool. It actually gives the parents and the children that are experiencing these nurses a voice, so that the hospital can really look into like who they're hiring and how they're treating, you know, the guests and all of that, and how the parents feel like they're being treated and so forth. All right, y'all. Granted, I'm not sure how this is supposed to work. I don't even think I was supposed to blend it out. But we're just gonna keep going. I'm gonna go in now with the e.l.f. foundation. That actually made me want to, you know, go into nursing. So I'm thinking about going into nursing school. And mind you, when I started this process of like researching nursing school, different types of nurses and all of that stuff, I didn't even consult God. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I didn't even consult God. And it's now that I'm like, damn, like, I should probably ask God if this is the path that he wants me to take. Like, yes, I had a revelation because of what happened to my son, but is this the road he wants for me too? Like, I have to pray on that and see if this is what I'm supposed to do or if it's not. Do you know how, I don't want to say annoying, but do you know how hard it is to go into something, give it 1,000%, just to later on feel like damn, I didn't have no business doing this in the first place. And then, you know, feeling like towards the end, like that's not your calling, or like you waste your time. Like, I don't like that feeling. Oh, this is way too bright. We're gonna keep it going. Oh, way too bright. Let's see what we get. I wanna ensure that this time around, I'm getting it right. You know, like I'm going into the field that I was meant to go into, you know? And I've looked at a couple of schools already and stuff. Like I said, I started looking into schools, calling around, figuring out all the requirements that I needed to do and where I needed to go to get, you know, everything situated, what date the class, when do the classes start, and everything, y'all. And didn't even go to God and be like, hey, Lord, it's me, Alex. Is this the path you want for me? Didn't even do that. And I realized, you know, it made me think like, you know what if, I feel like most of the product is on my brush. I know y'all see that. What if the reason why life has been going the way that it's going for me is because I'm tapping into these things that God never had in my plan. Like, this is not the plan he had for me. Because, don't quote me. I can't tell you exactly what verse says that, but there's the verse that says, I know the plan that I had for you. I'll put it on the screen. Or it'll probably be the verse for the beginning of this video. But he says, I know the plan that I have for you to help you prosper. I believe it's in Philippians. But yeah, and it's like, what if my life is going in the direction that it's going? But right now, I told y'all my life is lifing. Because I'm entering into plans that God don't have for me, So since I started thinking about that, I try my best to try to include him in everything. And y'all, it's hard. It's hard. I hardly communicate right in my marriage. So for me, this is super hard because it's like, it's like literally telling your man everything you do, everywhere you go, before you go. Like, it's like having to answer to somebody. It's not like I can say, oh, I don't answer to God, because I definitely do answer to him, So it's definitely hard. I'm trying to get accustomed to that. And hopefully, because this nursing class starts in March, hopefully I can get an answer from him in regards to, if this is the plan that he has for me. When this New Year's come in, well, this New Year's already here, but in this New Year's, I can set the proper expectations. Like, I don't want to be setting expectations for myself that aren't realistic or aren't for me. You get what I'm saying? There's a couple things that I would love to do this year, but then I feel like, but is this for me to do? Like, should I be tapping into this? I don't know. I'm an overthinker, for one. So I question a lot of stuff. I'm like, is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Is this what God wants for me? Like, I question a lot of stuff. And the moment something doesn't work out, the first thing I just start doubting everything. Like, I don't give it no time. I just start doubting stuff. Like, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. If it wasn't for my love for recording and editing videos, well, it's not a lot about editing, but recording videos, I probably wouldn't have done YouTube too long. Because I'd have been like, oh, my following. And like, if I was really concerned with all of that, I wouldn't have been doing YouTube this long. Because as you can see, I'm not in the best place when it comes to following and views and all of that. But I genuinely love to create content. I genuinely love to do videos like this where I'm doing my makeup. Like, I genuinely love that type of stuff. And because of my genuine love for it, it makes it a little bit easier to like want to do these type of things. You know what I'm saying? So it makes it easier to accomplish this, just because I know how much I genuinely love to do it. I just want to ensure that I'm setting the proper expectations for this year, that I have a listening ear, a listening heart, so that I can hear what it is that God wants me to do, exactly where he wants me to go, and so that I can accomplish things in the manner they're meant to be accomplished and be more patient with certain things. So, but my goal for 2024 is definitely to like grow spiritually, that spiritual growth, financial growth, and to grow as a mother and a wife, like to grow as an individual, to where I have so much love in myself and I carry so much love that I'm able to pour into others. Like, I really want to pour into others this year. And I want to be able to minister, whether that's through my platform or like, through churches or like, I don't know. I started a ministry, was it last year or the year before that? I believe it was the year before last year. I started a ministry at my church and it didn't really go in the direction that I wanted it to go in. But I think that's also because I got pregnant. So then stuff became even more hard. And then our whole living situation changed as well. So then it became even more harder to try to stay consistent with what I was doing. So, and it's something that I want to dab back into. But I have not dabbed back into it because I really want God to guide me in this. Like, I want it to be something where I'm like, okay, Lord, how should have I started this? How should have I taken it? Or how do you want me to continue this? What direction do you want me to take it in? Or is this something you even want me to continue? So all of that, I take all of that factor into consideration. And it's like, it's tough, but I'm just trying to be patient and I'm just trying to listen. I'm just trying to hear for when the moment is right and when I'm supposed to make certain moves. Because right now, I be feeling like a little stuck. And I'm trying to get unstuck a little unstuck. But yeah, so those are my goals for 2024. I have not placed any like goals. Like I know, like for some people, it's like, oh, I need a house, I need a car, I needed this. I didn't place those type of goals because I feel like, I'm not gonna say I feel like, I was watching a video, I don't remember the YouTuber's name, and I mean the TikToker's name, and she was like, bro, seek ye first the kingdom of God and everything else will be added onto you. So I'm just like, you know what, God, help me to seek the kingdom. Help me to seek you first. And then if everything fall in place, when it does, it does. Like, I'm not gonna put myself on that strain or on that leash where I'm like, oh, I have to have my house by this time. I have to have my car by this time. I have to have this by that time. Like, I'm just gonna keep seeking God, seeking the Lord, and hopefully everything else just starts falling into place for me. And that's just all I'm wishing for 2024, that things would like slowly fall into place and that I can be content on when they decide or when God decides to put them in place. Because that patience, baby, that patience, minimal. And, you know, I just be wanting him to help me with like all kinds of different aspects of my life. Like, especially like, I remember after I had my son, like postpartum, I was praying hard to God that I didn't fall into postpartum depression. For whatever reason, my sister and my husband are like, oh, you sure you don't have postpartum depression? Like, you've been acting a little crazy. And it's like, no, like, y'all just annoying. Like, it's not postpartum, it's y'all annoying. But I've been trying to like make sure that I make time for myself. I don't overwork myself. I don't overdo myself so that I don't dip into that. Because with Makai, I had postpartum depression bad. And I don't miss that because it made me feel real bad as a mother, because even with my child, it was hard for me to want to click and like connect with him because of the fact that I was so sad and angry and upset on the inside. So it made it really hard to connect with him. And it's not until I think he was maybe like 2 that I started to really connect with him. So, and I didn't want to like tiptoe into that again because I'm like, Uri, I'm trying to pour so much love. Uri, that's the new baby's name. I'm trying to pour so much love into him because especially with everything that I've been through with him, like he's gone through some stuff. So I'm like, you know what? I want to pour as much love into you and I want to receive as much love as you're willing to give. So I really try to tiptoe with disrespect. I really try to tiptoe with how I move, what I'm doing, not trying to like overly stress myself or overexert myself or stress myself out too much so that I don't fall into like certain patterns that I was falling into before when I had Kai. I'm trying to just keep my mind sane, take everything that I want to do a day at a time, you know, and not try to rush. Like I remember I was talking to T about, we're thinking about starting a podcast. This podcast, I'm not gonna lie, that's one thing that I know for sure that God wants me to tap into because it's been on my heart for a while. I've just been scared. I'm like, Lord, I already got a YouTube channel. What am I gonna say on a podcast for 30-40 minutes straight? Like, why would people want to watch me? Like, it's not like I'm doing makeup. I don't have nothing else to offer. I don't have nothing else to offer. I'm just gonna be speaking. Who want to listen to me? So I've been like very, you know, insecure about creating a podcast because all day intense gel liquid liner. I actually like this one. But yeah, but I feel like videos are better because at least with the videos, like if I'm doing my makeup, y'all probably are still interested because y'all care about me reviewing the product or like y'all want to see how I achieve a certain look. You know, like you may not be interested in what I'm saying, but there's some part of the video that is, you know, interesting to you. Where I feel like as a podcast, you have to be interested in what I'm saying. And I already know that it's gonna have to be a faith-based podcast because again, that's what the Lord's been putting on my heart, is a faith-based podcast. And it's crazy because I've already have like 3 topics that I want to speak on. But of course, I'm not going to do it in podcast form. I'm going to deliver it as a regular video, at least for now. And just, you know, speak on it and give my pointers on it. Versus having somebody that I'm co-hosting with and going back and forth with about the topics. Well, that's another thing. I kind of want to co-host. I don't know, this is the part that I don't know about the podcast. I don't know if this is something that God is like, girl, you're on this journey alone. Or, but there's one person that I did have in mind about helping me co-host this podcast, but life is life and for her as well. And I hate to be that friend that comes and asks about while someone else is going through their own stuff. That's just not me. Like, I'm even the type of friend I could be going through my own thing and I'll suppress it just to hear, you know, to be here for whatever you got going on. So, but she has her own thing going on and that's the only reason why I have not asked her. Mascara but she would be a great person to have, even like as a panelist, like even if not my personal co-host, but to have her on the show at least once, because her talk game fire. She is always making some amazing points, especially when it comes to the word, and she always open your eyes to see things from a different perspective. Y'all know I like that liquid shadow, but I feel like I want to make this more of a soft glam look. I'm using this eyeshadow in the color Pure as blush. I feel like in my last video, that blush had me looking a little grown and sexy. Like, I was looking a little grown. I feel like it makes me look old. Blush makes you look older. Yeah, that looks nice and subtle. I like that. Y'all see them natural cheekbones though. I'm gonna do some eyeshadow. I'm gonna get the color Naughty and Canvas. It's like a brownish color, and I'm gonna do those. I just wanna do like a natural dark eye. I'm gonna go in with the color Canvas. It's like a glittery brown to top on top of the Naughty. This little shimmer. Yeah, I like that. Y'all, this palette is by Beauty Concepts. I don't know what that retails. I got it from TJ Maxx for like $6, $7. Not sure what it retails in real life or if it even retails, but it is bomb. And the pigmentation on it, amazing. Now we're gonna do our lip combo. Lip combo. My favorite part is the lip combo. All right, so of course we're gonna go in with my NYX Club Hopper. It's a little dirty, but we're going to go in with NYX Soft Spoken. Okay, that's soft spoken. Y'all know y'all matte girls like y'all matte stuff. I'm a glossy girl. Okay, so the last thing I'm gonna do is go in with the bronzer. But that's not the last thing, the second to last thing. I still have to finish my lip combo, but I forgot to bronze. That did nothing. Okay, I'm thinking the bronzer is maybe too close to my skin tone. Yeah, it's literally the same color as my skin tone. So I should have probably gotten a darker one. Yeah, literally the same color as my skin tone. I don't know if you can see the bronzer, but I always get this wrong. My bronzer, my foundation. Concealer is not always wrong, but if my foundation is off, then my concealer is automatically off. But this is just gonna have to do. It's not bronzing. It is not bronze. Now we're gonna bake. Because I don't want to put emphasis on there. I'm gonna go ahead and finish my lip combo. On top of Soft Spoken, we're gonna put the NYX Butter Gloss in the color Praline. I lied. All right, so I lied. We're gonna go in with the e.l.f. Glow Reviver Lip Oil in the color Jam Session. I tested this out in my last video and I absolutely love the color. It gives like a hint of like a reddish burgundy. I don't want to say reddish burgundy. It's still like, it's like a nudish red, slightly vibrant. Now we're gonna top it off with the NYX Butter Gloss in the color Praline. And it smells so good. And there you have it, my lip combo. It's just natural looking and it's pretty. That's it. Had me looking super ashy. I've just realized that I completely forgot to use the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. I promise I'll use it for you guys in the next video. Because I don't normally prime. I literally just moisturize my face, which I did before I got on camera, and then I do my makeup. I don't have any intentions on trying to leave this on all day because I have nowhere to be. No location. At no time. We'll probably try to use it on a day where we actually have to go somewhere and we need the makeup to last like a little bit longer. The Wet n Wild Photo Focus Finny Matte Finish Setting Spray. I don't know what to expect from this, y'all, so yeah. Who told me to have my mouth open while I spray? Y'all see how evenly that sprays? Like with my MAC, I be struggling. That MAC Matte Finish, I be struggling to get it to spray. That's number one. And then number two, it does not spray out evenly. Like, it'll throw out like subtle little droplets and stuff instead of like spraying like, you know, like, I don't know how to explain it, like all over. Like, it'll be like directed spots. So then I have to like spray here, spray here, spray up here, spray out. No, this one I can just spray all over and it's like, it's even. That's number one. And then number two, let's see what it gives as the finished look, because I'm excited to see. Like, I've been really needing like a new setting spray. So if this gives what it's supposed to be giving, and then at this price, okay. I took out my braids, and this is what we have right now. Let me try to do some blending up here. Y'all see that postpartum shedding, y'all? It is crazy. But I'm debating on whether or not, you know, I should do something with my hair. I'm not going nowhere. And I feel like if I take my hair out right now, I'd just be taking it out to sit home and then do it for the camera and then put it right back and do the braid. Stay like this. Yep, that's what we're doing. All right, so this is the set and spray fully set. I think maybe I put a little too much because it still feels a little sticky. So I'm gonna go in and just tap in with my beauty blender a little bit, because I feel like it has me looking a bit oily. I want to look glowy, not oily. And yes, I love a matte finish, but I don't like it when it's too matte, because then you come off looking ashy. So we're just gonna go in with the beauty blender. So this is the finished look, guys. Tell me what y'all think. Tell me what y'all think. Think it, ooh, think it, think it, ooh, think it, what you, ooh, think it, what you. Tell me what you guys think, if you like it. I realized that I am wearing the same pajama set. I promise y'all it got in the washer. It was washed. I don't know how I always end up in this one on the days that I have to record, but we're gonna try to switch it up next time. But yeah, so don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell button to be notified. And don't forget to tell a friend so they could tell a friend, so they could tell another friend, so that friend can come back and watch me. Until next time, peeps. And if you guys want to see stuff until next time. Deuces!